What's up, Salty Village? It's your boy Salty back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. If you guys have not and would like to, consider subscribing to my channel and leaving a thumbs up on this video. I would really appreciate it. Today we are going to be going over what the beginning players and mid-game players should have, the champions that they should be focusing on, and probably are some good champions that if you have them, that you could consider taking them to 6-star. Now, who I'm going to start out with in the beginning is just going to be your starter champions. Now, your starter champions consist of Kale, Aethel, Gallic, and Hylian or something, the one with the arrows. Out of all of them, I think Kale is the absolute best, mainly because he has a lot of poisons, and that helps out in clan boss more so than I believe the other characters do. And then his A3 has the big poison, the 5% poison, and his A1 has the 1% poison. And then also he can farm for you until you find a better suitable farming character. And also your farmer, never forget this, your farmer can also be used to progress pretty far in Arena. Because if your farmer is like your strong person who's taking everybody through, it's most likely that he's going to be stronger than a lot of people in the arena. So never forget that. So we go to Kale and we see that he has a pretty good skill kit. And then let's just go to the index, because I already know where they kind of are. So the Sacred Order, where's she at? Aethel. Her skill kit attacks one enemy three times, has a 75% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns on the last hit. That's not too bad. That's actually very good, actually, because that weakened debuff attacks all enemies and has a extra 50% chance of inflicting a critical hit. That's actually pretty dope too. Her A3 is actually pretty dope, I thought, but it's only for her, which is, it kind of sucks, but it's actually pretty dope too. So places a 25% increase attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Places a 30% increased defense buff on this champion for 2 turns. So you can kind of make her tanky, even though she is an attack champion. They're all attack champions, so that the game starts you out with attack champions. Gallic is in the Orcs. We're in the Orcs. Here we go. I'm not really a fan of these last two. Attacks one enemy 2 times. His A2 attacks all enemies, has an extra 50% chance of inflicting a critical hit, places a 30% increase speed buff on this champion for 2 turns, attacks 4 times at random. Now that I think about it, yeah, he's very good in Spider. Yeah, see, Spider's number 3 on this. Yeah, he'd be very good in Spider. Attacks 4 times at random, has a 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. That's actually not that bad. Has a 30% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns if the target has more than 2 debuffs, which most people will end up having. Then we go to the High Elves, and then we'll get into the champions that are not the starters. Dude. Hylian attacks one enemy, places an extra hit if this attack is critical. With her, I had her on my other account. I kind of regret picking her. She's not very good. Attacks one enemy, then all the enemies. Has an extra 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Places a 30% increased critical rate buff on this champion for 3 turns if a target is killed. Attacks all enemies twice. And then just HP. I think they all have HP. But those are the starters. If I was you, I would pick Aethel or Kale. Mainly Kale, but if you don't pick Kale, I would choose Aethel. And then later on, you could probably build those starters, because the starters are all valuable in basically everywhere. But since I believe Kale and Aethel do better work, except for in Spider. It seems like Gallic does way better in Spider. So then we will just stay here in the High Elves real quick, and we will go over bada bing, the man, the myth, the legend, Apothecary. If you are lucky enough to pull Apothecary, do not put him in nowhere as food. Nothing. He is like the holy grail of rares. So, attacks 3 times at random. Now that I think about it, he's very good in Spider too. Actually, no, they did not put him in Spider. That's crazy. People do not use him in Spider. As an A1 with attacks 3 times at random, and just if you just attack that one dude, it's randomly going to hit him 3 times. I don't get why that would be bad. Heals a target ally by 35% HP. This heal can be critical. You build her speed up very, very high. He's getting that off a lot. Places a 30% increase speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. Fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%. So that's actually a very good thing. If you don't have like enough speed on enough of your characters, he'll go first and boost their speed up, and then they'll be going after him. So that's actually a very good character. So if you pull Apothecary, you will not regret taking him to 6-star because he's virtually usable everywhere. Everywhere. He's an amazing character. Now for the next 3, I'm going to go into the Barbarians. Now you guys probably know who I'm going to choose. We have War Maiden as the rare. I'm trying to stay within the rares and not the voids because the voids are harder to get than the regular rares, than the rare voids, and then trying to stay away from the epics. That way you guys can see some champions that honestly can get you to where you need to go. Because if you pull enough shards, you'll eventually get a nice epic or something, and then you can add it to your team of rares. It just makes you better. So her A1 is attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a 2.5% poison debuff for 1 turn. It's actually very good. Attacks one enemy, places a 50% increase in attack buff on this champion. It places an extra hit. If this attack is critical, the extra hit cannot be critical. So that's not that bad, but still it grants you an extra hit. And then attacks all enemies. Has a 75% chance, 100% chance, if it's booked out, of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. So she has a very solid skill kit, and she's literally usable in basically everywhere you go. Irina, definitely. Irina, she is a monster. I've seen people use her. I was lucky enough to pull a legendary, so I don't really use her in my Irina team. But you pick her, you will not regret it, because low-key, I still be losing to her. So, keep your eye out for her. Also, some honorable mentions, I'm not really going to go over them there, but I've used Berserker, because he's actually, you can get him by just farming the campaign. I can't remember which one it is, but you can get him by just farming, so that's an easy way to just get a rare that's not really where you don't have to use gems and get lucky, just farm them. Zephyr Sniper, no, that's not her. Zephyr Sniper is the green haired girl. There we go. Well, she's green. Let's see. Attacks all enemies, has a 15% chance of increasing the cooldown of 1 random skill on each target. So that's very good. And then she has a continuous heal for all allies. She's a very good tank for Spider, and she can farm for you because her A1 is attacks all enemies. So you build her up, you'll be doing some very good things. If you don't know, people have guides on Zephyr Sniper just carrying them through Spider, and they still use her to this day, even with their Cold Hearts and Royal Guards in their group. They use her to make sure the Spiderlings don't hit nobody and just continually healing everybody. So Zephyr Sniper is an amazing champion. I'm building her right now, and I will let you guys know how I like her. But if you guys get her, don't be afraid to take her to 6-star because she is amazing. And we got Shield Guard. Shield Guard's kit is dope. Before we go to this kit, let's see. So Clan Boss and Arena Defense and Fire Knight, I can agree with that. Okay, I can agree with that. So attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Damage inflicted is proportional to defense. So that's actually very good because defense, if you get a champion that has defense and he does damage off of defense, then that's a double whammy right there, because you can build his defense as high as possible for survivability, and his damage is off his how high his defense is. So then you got a champion that does some very good damage. Attacks all enemies. Fills this champion's turn meter by 20% on each critical hit. Damage inflicted is proportional to defense again. I'm looking at how many books it takes to book him, but dang, it's actually very good. What, 2 skills, 5, and then another 6. That's 11. But he's worth it. His passive removes 1 debuff from this champion each turn. That reminds me of I think it's hold up, I know who it is. It's I think it's Skull Crown. I can't remember where Skull Crown is. He's this one. I think he has the same one. No, it's not. Or Skull Crusher. No, I just can't remember who it is. But that's actually a very good ability because every turn he's just going to get rid of a buff. So if he has decrease attack or stuff like that, or something that messes with him, he's just going to get rid of it, like the fears and stuff like that. So those are 3 good champions in the Barbarians. In the Dark Elves, of course, we have Kale. But we also have, she is amazing, and she has a speed or a spirit host. So you get her, your arena team is already off to an amazing start. See, arena offense. Your arena team is already off to an amazing start. And she's good in a lot of other places. Attacks 1 enemy. She's a support character. Attacks 1 enemy, heals by 50% of the damage inflicted. Places a increase. I didn't know how. Oh, my bad, I got distracted. I did not know she doesn't take no books at all. 4, 5, 6. Dang. Places a 50% increase attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. That's crazy. Removes all debuffs on all allies. Crazy. Places a block debuff on all allies for 1 turn. Crazy. So you get that down, you book her up, that's down to 5. Get all the stuff off, then just block it out. So then that 5 turns down to 4 because no one's going to be able to get nothing on it. And then this after that, you build her masteries and stuff, right? It might go down to like 2 or 3 if you're lucky, depending on what type of stuff you use. So she is an amazing character, like, and her aura's speed. I mean, it's not one of the best speeds, but like for a beginner, that 10% extra speed in the arena, if you don't got a speed or a character, is amazing because you want to be able to go fast. She's an amazing character. I cannot lie about that. I have her on my other account, and she is better than my Aline or my Helene from the starter champions. She is way better. Now we are going to go into one more area, and I hope this video is helping you guys out. And these guys are literally, we already went over Aethel. Let me make sure I'm not missing nothing from the rares because I'm going straight to the uncommons. You get her. This is like the 2nd champion you get ever. She's good at the beginning. They're basically teaching you how to use stuff to increase attacks and heal. So she's actually good, but you'll find something better very quickly. We go past here. She is a good support character because I'm not gonna go over her. So first we're gonna go over, because then you get him 3rd after that one girl I was just saying, and basically he's like that one where like you get that ally attack, like where someone joins you. I think one of those legendaries has everybody attacking with him. I want him so bad. So we'll go into Outlaw Monk. If you are someone who is trying to get your clan boss team to where they need to go, because this is basically what he's for. Look, this crap, but clan boss. Attacks 1 enemy, has a 10% chance of granting an extra turn. Okay. But it's all about this A2 for him. Places 5% poison debuffs on the target for 2 turns. That's amazing. Because you want to be able to put as much damage on the clan boss through poisons and HP burn as possible. If you're a beginning player and you're trying to build your clan boss team and you pull Outlaw Monk, it is not bad that you pulled him. He is an amazing uncommon champion for helping you out in the beginning stages of clan boss. And I even used him one time in Brutal, and I only have him at level 50. And actually I did like some pretty good damage, so I can't really complain about him, especially in some relentless gear. Now the champion I will be going over next, I think it's him. Yes, Armiger. I've been seeing some videos on Armiger, and Armiger is just like the budget beast of Royal Guard and Cold Heart and Spider, and it just like a big old nuker, especially since he's based off defense. Attacks one enemy, decreases the turn meter by 30% if this attack is critical. So you'll be able to control the big mama spider by making sure her turn meter don't. That's why you want a lot of accuracy on him too. To be able to make sure the turn meters don't go up. Increase damage inflicted is proportional to defense. Again, a defense champion that has damage off of defense is amazing. And then one of the best skills in the game is defense, and then enemy max HP. So that if you're going into the high level dungeons where the dragon or the ice golem or the spider, of course, has the amazing HP, where the HP is like a crazy amount, doing damage off of defense and HP is wild. Attacks one enemy, damage inflicted is proportional to defense and increases according to the enemy max HP. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. Like, let me see what people say about him. People use him in clan boss too. That's wild. Campaign locations, he's not good there. Fire Knight, he only hits once. And then all that other stuff, like arena and stuff, he does not do good. But in certain stuff, like all the dungeons and clan boss and stuff, this dude is like your ultimate nuker if you don't got Royal Guard or Cold Heart. Especially Royal Guard, because Royal Guard hits hard. I've seen some people use him. And then if you got a champion matched up with him that got a weaken, oh, this is a crazy champion. So if you get this champion, take him to 6-star. I'll say that off rip, because I'm taking him to 6-star right now. Take him to 6-star. He is an amazing champion. You won't regret it. You can get him through pulling mystery shards or just in the market if you get lucky. If he's in the market, even Zephyr Sniper is in the market. Grab them. They are so worth it. And I hope this video helped out newer players and even those who are in the mid-game tier wondering what to do next, or if there are any champions that are worth doing, because I know epics, you can get all the epics and legendaries in the world, but if you don't got the books to do anything with them, like look, if you don't got I only got 4 legendary books. If you don't got the books to do anything with them, even the epics, I can only probably book up maybe 2 if I'm lucky, and then the rares, depending on how many books they need, I could book up a few. I know books are hard to come by, so and sometimes getting rares, if you can book them, is better than having the legendary or the epic if you can't book them. So always remember that, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got some good information out of it. And I hope you guys like this video and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out. It helps me know that I'm doing a pretty decent job and I'm moving in the right direction. And I hope you guys check out my last video from my pulling champions, if you guys made it this far. And I will catch you guys on my next Raid Shadow Legends video. Peace.